morning, everybody. It is my front yard garden tour, and it's early in the morning, and I sound a little tired. I have my morning voice still, but I wanted to get out here before it got too sunny to show you guys my side yard and my front yard. This is the garden tour I usually do second. You can find my backyard tour posted before this one. So you can see things are a little wild here in the garden. We've got a lot of dahlias going strong. I'm about ready to do a dahlia tour, still waiting on one. But we'll mention a few that I remember. I'm gonna have to go through my list and remember all the varieties, and I'll show them to you all close up. But we have some Snapdragons in here that I started from seed. If you saw my last garden tour, it's just a little bit fuller, but doesn't look too different. A fun surprise though, which I also started from seed, were these hollyhocks that I started last fall in the ground, I guess last summer. They're biennial, so they'll bloom the second year. And I must have had some seeds that dropped, I'm not sure when. But we're getting a second flush and some second blooms, which is really, really exciting. So I did not expect that, which is kind of nice because it got a little boring back here behind these dahlias once I had to cut these back. But when they were here spring and early summer, they were 10 feet tall. They were so big, but I'm glad they're back to give us a little bit more blooms for the rest of the season. So that was really fun. And I don't know too much about hollyhock. Maybe that's normal. I'm not sure, but they're really, really happy here. We have my Mystic Illusion Dahlia, one of my favorite dahlias. I think I might move these this year and try a few different things in this area. We'll see. I'm still trying to think about it. But this is the second year they've come up. They're quite big this year. I had 3 here, 1 died out, but I did have 2 come back. And then over here I had 2 come back as well. And I love the dark foliage. They add so much, but as you can see, they're filling in this space quite a bit. And I want to do a lot more in this space, probably some more cut flowers. And I'm not sure if I'll do tomatoes again next year. We'll see. I have made salsa once and gotten tomatoes, and it looks like it's time to do that again. My sisters and I and my mom made 3 batches. So we got quite a bit of salsa. We each ended up getting about 6 pints, 7 or 6 pints. So we'll need to do that again. These have produced so many tomatoes, they've kind of collapsed. But it's been nice to have that. And I do have my salsa recipe and a how-to on my channel as well that you can check out. So it's a really good salsa. It's a little spicy and a little bit sweet. Yeah, lots of different fun Snapdragon varieties. This is the Potomac Lavender, which is going really strong. I've loved bringing these in my home. This is the Madame Butterfly Rose, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'll put it on the screen. And you come here and keep cutting these back so I get more blooms because I don't want these to go to seed. And then these are the Chantilly White. And then over here we have, I think it's this dark one. I think it's the Potomac Cherry. And I love this one. It's so pretty, especially with yellow. Look how pretty that is. So yeah, look how big this dahlia is. Well, there's 2 of them. It takes up that whole space. So we'll see what I'll do with these next year. I'm glad that I was able to get 2 years out of them. That's pretty nice, but I might make space for something else. And then you can see the hollyhock peeking up behind there. And then this is the Cafe au Lait. I know that. Look how beautiful that is. I came through and cut some dahlias and put them inside, and they are so pretty inside, you guys. I'm loving them. And the Wizard of Oz is one of my favorites too. Like I said, I'll talk more in depth about these as we do that tour. And then Blizzard's in the back. And then we have a pink one that's trying to peek through. It's faded a bit. I'm not sure the variety on this one yet. Need to re-look at it. But that one's really pretty too. It's faded. It was a darker pink. Then I have my pineapple tomatoes, which have been really good, and I didn't think they were ripe, and I came and picked one and it was orange. So they are just orange, and they are really sweet. They taste a little different, and I've liked them. They've taken a long time to ripen, but we're gonna have quite a bit here soon. And so we'll be able to use those for salsa too. So I think that will be really nice. And I've already had a few BLTs, and that's one of my favorite things about summer. I'm usually doing it a little bit earlier, but these have taken a while. I need to come back in and kind of cut this back again. It's getting a little furry, like Cousin It. some marigolds, and then here are all the dahlia varieties that I have. This is a big, huge one. Can't remember the name. I mean, look how pretty that is. That's so huge. I've kind of deadheaded them recently, so there's not a ton of blooms right now, but I know I'll be getting some more soon. This is one of my favorites. I think I want to add some more pom-pom varieties next season. I need to start looking online. And I'll keep some of these, and some of these I won't. This orange is pretty, but I think I prefer like salmon colored or pink or peach. I might take a few of these out at the end of the year. And I'll keep some. I definitely will keep this one. Really, really pretty. This one has been performing like crazy too. So many blooms on this one. And then there's this pink one too, which is really pretty. It's a little slow, a little small, but we're going to be getting some more blooms. And this one I've had in here for like 4 years. And it's really pretty. I don't know the variety of it, but I do like these corally ones as well. So I want to add some more coral ones. So that one's massive. Maybe it's time to take that one out too. We'll see. I'll have to decide that in the fall. And I do leave my tubers in the ground. So the ones that I don't want, I'll just pull up. And then I actually don't love yellow a ton, but this one has been so bright and fun, and I love it. I do like these kind of shaped ones as well, and I'm not sure the name of this type. Kind of like the pom-pom. I think this probably is a pom-pom, but I love it. This one, these all got not quite as much water as some of the others, so they dried out a little bit, and it always keeps bringing these double ones. So I'll probably replace this one next year for something different. And I've had these Snapdragons here all summer. Didn't think I would. They're a group 1-2, but they've been doing so good in the heat, and it's been so fun to have something in front of here. I think I'm always going to have something in front of here. Next year I think I want to put the Mini Vista white just underneath. I definitely want to do white. Here, let me back out a little bit. I definitely want to do the white because there's so many colors in here. I want something kind of neutral to balance it. And I just think in front of there kind of hanging down would be really pretty, because the dahlias don't look super great. Underneath sometimes they get kind of dry looking. So it's been fun to have those flowers in front of them this year. And I like they kind of block off my AC units. There's this other one, I think this is called Golden Scepter or something. And yeah, I'm just waiting for this one to flush back and this one to give us some blooms, and it's almost ready. So we will get to that soon. Just yesterday we came and picked a bunch of raspberries, and I made some freezer jam. I also have that on my channel, my freezer jam recipe. I mean, it's not my recipe. It's just a Sure Gel packet. It's super easy. Literally takes about 30 minutes total getting everything out, preparing it, and finishing it. And we love freezer jam, especially in the winter on fresh rolls. It's just so delicious. So that's why I love to have raspberries, because it's one of my family's favorite things. We're about ready to get a second flush, and this one is always just ready to flush so early. This is Molino, and this will be nice. It'll open next week for when my daughter-in-law has her baby shower here. So we'll have some more blooms. The other ones are just starting to come up too. This Alnwick Rose also is pretty fast to get more blooms as well. But everything else is kind of lulled right now. You can see my pink tiara, Super Tunia, is starting to grow over the rocks, and I love that look. I've had that in years past, and I need to remember to do that every year because it really adds to this space. I'm also going to come in and take out all my daylilies in my yard and line them all up right here, because I never know what to do with this space. It's kind of weird, and I think that would be nice to have them there at least for a little while. Don't love daylilies, but I think I won't mind them here for a while. So that should be really fun too. That's one of my projects I have on my list. But yeah, everything's really full now. I'm excited to show you the front because it's a lot better than it was last garden tour. I transplanted these salvia and they were pretty much dead, but you can see this one pulled through as well as that one. This one was pretty much already dead. So I'm glad I was able to save a few of those. All right, let's walk over here. Look how pretty this tiara pink is though, spilling over the rocks. It's a really fun one of my favorites from this year. I also like the tiara blue. It's not quite as vigorous as this one, but they're both really pretty. And then you can see here we have the angel face white Angelonia. It's gotten really tall and beautiful, especially in these areas where it gets full sun. It's really gotten full. And I love the height on this one. It's been really fun. It might have been fun to have another layer of height with it because it's quite the height difference, but I thought this would get quite taller, the tiara. Bubblegum seems to get pretty high, and so does jazzberry. I would say this one gets pretty tall, but not quite as tall as those. So we also have a listen that I started from seed. In this area, I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do, and it's such a nice filler just for any areas that you're not sure what to do with and you want to add a little bit of color. It can look a little messy, but I like it, and it should reseed itself, so next year I should get a few of that in that area as well. I also have some mizu in here. Next year I planted it in the middle to kind of go down both sides, but I do like when it's creeping over the rock, and it's starting to creep over the rock right here. One of my favorite plants. It just looks so lush, and it has these cute little pink flowers that are kind of closed right now because it's a little chilly this morning. It's starting to cool down at night, which is really nice, but it's still super hot during the day. And I'm really ready for fall, you guys. I'm feeling it. Over here in this bed, we have my Eustacia Vi, Scepter Dial, and Emily Bronte. This is Eustacia Vi. She's getting ready to give us a couple more blooms. My lamium has struggled here a little bit with some bugs, spider mites and such, but it's flushed back pretty good now that I've kind of taken care of that. This is the Emily Bronte. I only had a few little blooms from her, and they were really tiny. But I think next year it'll be fun to show her off because she is a little bit small. She's brand new this year. I planted some salvia in here. This is just a Sally Fun salvia because I really wanted to add something because I knew these roses were going to be kind of slow because this was a bare root rose that I planted, so it's pretty small too, and it looks really pretty, especially next to this blanket flower that I have. I love red and purple together. Didn't used to, but I'm getting more into colors like that. And this has been a fun combo. This salvia is really pretty. Next year I'm going to remember to plant this the annual salvia around these roses because I think that will be so fun intermixed. We've lost some blooms, but this was all growing up in between it, and I just think that's so pretty. This is Scepter Dial. And I'm about ready to get one big spray of blooms right here. I'll have to try to show that when it's blooming, but this was a bare root, so obviously it's a little bit slow, taking a while, but really, really pretty. This is the only one I have to show. Has a pretty little yellow center. And since these are brand new roses, they're just really, really small. Next year they'll be a lot bigger, so when I do my rose garden tour, they'll be a lot more interesting to look at. I took my shoes off because they were being kind of squeaky, so I just stepped on this grass and it's actually really, really chilly, so I love that. Okay, my weeping white spruce, which I love right there, my favorite one because it's actually doing pretty good. And then we have grasses in here. I'm also going to come in here, I've decided, and put some Yugo pines and some evergreens that are going to give us some interest all year round. Not sure when I'm going to do that, probably spring actually. And then I want to show you all these because look how pretty this is. The light's quite cool toned right now. Hopefully at the end the sun will be up a little bit more and I can show you where the color is a little warmer with the sunlight peeking through. But I mean, they are a cool toned flower and I love them. They're almost on the edge of purple, kind of like jazzberry on the edges, the same color as that. But then that white throat just really brings a brightness to them. So pretty. We've got another weeping white spruce and another flush. These are amazing. I love these Veronica. These Speedwell, they just rebloom so nicely and look how pretty they look. I love their spiky interest. So fun to have that bright purple with that pink. So pretty. Our James Galloway rose, I need to put on a trellis of some sort, and it's given me a few more blooms. That was a new to me this year as well. So it's a little small. And did I mention this is a blue Skywalker Veronica? Not sure I did. I always get it at Home Depot. So pretty. I love the color of it. And I love putting purple colors as a base in my yard because they go with any color. They go with red, they go with coral, they go with pink, literally anything. They go with orange. yellow. So I have campanula in here too that's purple. And my boxwoods need a little trimming too. We'll get to that in the fall when it's a little bit cooler outside. But these have filled in, and I'm really surprised that my pansies have lasted all summer. They were doing so well, so I decided to leave them in, and I'm glad I did because it kind of broke up the color. I thought these angeloni would fill out a little bit more, so it was nice to have just a few pops of white in there just to break up that solid color. So I learned a lesson about that. Always good to learn those things in the garden. Really loving my tree here. It's a little slow growing, this Japanese maple. Cannot wait till this, let me back out. Cannot wait till it's big right here. It's gonna be so pretty. Okay, yeah, so this is all the same thing, the tiara pink. I have some cat's pajamas, right? Nepeta, which has flushed because I cut it back, so it's giving me a second flush. And the thing I like about the pink is I'm not gonna plant anything in here like mums or anything in the fall because pink goes with orange, and last year I had like coral and it kind of clashed, I felt like, with the pumpkins I had on my porch. And so I literally planned that out this year, that I won't have to plant anything here in front. I can just leave these until they're done. Come in and plant pansies. I left bulbs in here, but sometimes they kind of dissolve or just disappear in this bed for some reason. So we'll see if they have. If they have, then I'll come plant more. I just put in an order at Color Blends for some tulips, but I had planned to use them in the backyard, but we'll see. We'll see if I kind of dig in here and see if they're still there, and hopefully they'll come back a second year. This area is a little bit shady for the most part, especially in spring, and so sometimes they don't always come back. The porch is a little dusty and my topiary is a little crispy. But I haven't done anything about it because, one, I've been busy, and two, it's almost fall, and so I'm going to come and do my fall porch sometime in September here. And so yeah, not anything too different here. But I do have a mini Vista White. This gets no direct sunlight at all, and this has performed pretty good. That's all I can ask for, is just a few blooms. Same with these. I pulled out the salvia because they just couldn't cut it, and I'll come in here and put something a little taller just to add a little height. Maybe, we'll see. I have some plans here for some Halloween stuff on this porch, and this one's been really pretty too. I do like this Gomfrina. It just adds a little bit of whimsy here with these little pink flowers with the orange, yellow, and that's been really fun too. So for these not getting a ton of sunlight, they're doing pretty good. This porch is a little bit tricky that way. Let me pan out. Okay, so there's a view of the porch. We're gonna do something fun for Halloween. I haven't quite decided. Last year I did an arch right here. I think this year I might wanna do an arch again, but do it by my door. I don't know. I really loved having that. It was so fun. I probably won't keep it up for Christmas again, but I will do it for the fall. Need to go get some dead branches in the mountains soon. Okay, I also have these pots on the sides of my garage doors, and they are all on drip, which is really, really nice. So I don't have to worry about them too much. I do have to water them like every other day when my sprinklers don't go off, but it hasn't been a big deal at all. And I put flowers in here that can do well when it's a little dry, like Calicobra, and they've done okay. They've struggled with bugs a little bit, especially this one. Can't remember the name. I'll put it on the screen. Something about love, lovey-dovey or something. It's not that though, it's something else. Double smitten pink is what I think it is actually. And then this is a double white. So cute. And then New Look Dusty Miller, which has gotten a little dry. It's a little curled. But let's see over here. This one's doing a lot better, gets a little more sun. They've been good. Sometimes I feel like I do have a lot of flowers, and next year, I think last year I didn't do any flowers in them, and I think next year I'm not gonna do any either. Just have it be more simple, because those boxwoods have really filled out the vase, so that's been really nice. Okay, my, what's this called? Hibiscus. is pretty much done blooming. This is a starry, starry night. And when it's blooming, I love it, but I feel like there's a lot of flowers going on over here and it kind of makes my mind crazy. So I'm kind of glad when it's done blooming sometimes, even though I love it, because I just love the dark pop of the foliage. But yeah, I need to kind of help this area a little bit. I need to pull out this boxwood and I need to put some Yugo pines in here to add a little bit of a deeper green and some more evergreens. But the limelight hydrangeas are doing well, and look how pretty that is with the veronica. This layering is really pretty. It's just a little too much with the pink flowers. Maybe it's not, but that's the opalescent pink phlox. But the layering's nice, but I do want a little more grounding here. That's the opalescence phlox right there. And so I like the consistency of the pink throughout the yard though. I like having this the same and a little balanced. Other than that, not too much going on over here. These daylilies, I'm gonna move to that spot that I mentioned. Getting some sun now, which is nice. We'll get a little more color. And my lilac bush gets a little crazy, but I'm not gonna cut it back because I want the blooms next year. And yeah, this area is really pretty though. I do like this. The Angelonia has been so pretty with the limelights. These are a little bit older than the other ones, so they're quite a bit taller. My weeping white spruces are a little sad, but I think they'll be okay. That's how this one was, and that one's 4 years old. I replaced these other ones. Hopefully these ones will pull through and do well. But look at that pretty combo. So fun. I love that. Love the pink and the purple, the chartreuse green, and the white. Been fun. I do have a baby Mugo pine right here, and I just love them so much. So cute. This one's got a little crispy this year too. It's starting to change color. This is the punch hydrangea. Fruit punch. I think it's the fruit punch, and it'll turn a really pretty pink, and they're just starting to turn now that it's getting cooler in the evenings, and that's really fun with the pink too. Nice combo. I think I might go for a warmer pink in my yard this next year. So that's this spot. And then down in this corner here, there's nothing going on. That bed is kind of sad actually. It's got the Olivia rose. It always seems to be blooming, not on the day that I film, so it's always off. Okay, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. I really am enjoying it. I cut these back because they got kind of crazy, so the last garden tour they weren't really full and they had struggled with budworms, but now everything's looking really nice and full. My driveway's dirty, so let's get in a little closer, but it's getting fun. My plants are starting to get a little more mature. Everything's kind of new. My garden's only like 4 years old, so everything's still a little small, so we're starting to get a little height in here. It's going to take a while, as it always does in the garden. So thanks so much for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.